We don't really know much about the strongest characters within the world of One Piece, considering that it's been 25 years now that the story has been running. I'd argue that this is a good thing in one way because it allows for some creative theories surrounding both the identity of these strong characters as well as just what makes them so strong. With One Piece well into the final saga of the series, it is becoming more and more likely that these mysterious characters will be taking up more and more prominent roles within the story, which is why in today's video I'm going to be going through who I believe to be the top 5 strongest characters in One Piece who have yet to display the full extent of their immense strength. Hopefully by the time that you see this video it isn't already horribly out of date, because since I first started writing this script we have seen Shanks, Garp, Imu and even the Gorosei all showcase their true powers, which means that this list has changed quite significantly compared to what it was when it had first started. So without further delay, here is my ranking for the strongest One Piece characters that we don't know anything about. We're going to begin with a character who we know the least about, and this is somebody who I think may be the strongest out of everybody on this list, and it's none other than Joy Boy. Out of all of the characters in One Piece, I don't think that there are any that have as many question marks surrounding them as Joy Boy. Who was he? Why is Luffy considered to be today's Joy Boy? What is his relationship with the sun god Nika? Why did he break his promise to Fishman Island? What was his role in the Ancient Kingdom and the war that had destroyed it? And most importantly, what had happened to Joy Boy? Other than the revelation that Luffy can now be considered to be Joy Boy after awakening the Hito Hitonomi model Nika, we have yet to even see a silhouette of this mysterious and ancient figure. He remains just as mysterious as the current ruler of the One Piece world, Imu, and yet with the level of importance that has been put upon Joy Boy in the modern day, we can only assume that they were a person of unbelievable strength comparable to the likes of the Pirate King. Maybe Joy Boy even served a similar role in his time nearly 1000 years ago as an indomitable figure who stood above all others as the strongest. Now if this was the case, then it would make sense as to how even centuries after his apparent disappearance, even somebody like Kaido, who is considered one of the strongest creatures in existence in the present day, predicted his defeat would come at the hands of Joy Boy. And if it is proved to be true that Luffy is the Joy Boy of the present day, then it seems like it will only be a matter of time before the strongest of the Ancient Kingdom becomes the strongest of the current day, the Pirate King. After speaking about the strongest in the world, the next character that we have on the list is the world's strongest swordsman himself, Dracule Mihawk. Mihawk falls into an unusual category in One Piece, where despite the character appearing semi-frequently as he was fighting in the Marineford War, training one of the Straw Hats for 2 years, and being spoken of highly by multiple strong characters, we have actually yet to see Mihawk even use a named attack in the series. The best thing that we've gotten so far from Mihawk was a single attack aimed at Whitebeard from multiple kilometers away, as well as a few swings of his sword which managed to slice apart frozen tsunamis that he wasn't even aiming for, and some extremely brief clashes with Vista and Crocodile. From what we've seen, it certainly didn't appear as though Mihawk had treated Marineford seriously, considering that his achievement in the war really didn't match up to what we would have expected from him, even within the present day, with Mihawk working alongside Crocodile as the main powerhouses behind a Yonko crew. We still haven't seen the limits of what he is capable of. In fact, I would argue that so far in the entire series, we still haven't even seen Mihawk take a situation seriously. Even when he was surrounded on all sides by a marine fleet larger than what we've seen from Buster Calls, he was still totally calm, even commenting on how long it had been since he had felt so excited. I do have another video on the channel which goes into greater detail exploring all of the feats that Mihawk has displayed so far within the series, as well as analyzing all of the information that we have on him in order to assess just how strong Mihawk really is. But for now, all I will say is that I am 100% confident that it won't be long until we finally see Mihawk reveal his true abilities. The only question now is whether if they will be shown against Zoro in a fight to see once and for all who is the world's strongest swordsman, or if another powerhouse will suddenly set their sights on the former warlord. The next entry on the list is possibly the most surprising and what I believe would be the least expected inclusion, and it's the former Marine Fleet Admiral Kong. The current Commander-in-Chief of the world government is a character I suspect most people will have forgotten about, and for good reason, as he has so far only appeared within 2 chapters of the manga. Despite his brief appearances, there are several indications that point towards him being unbelievably powerful. Now, sitting in a position above even that of Fleet Admiral, Kong acts as the highest level of authority within the Marines, superseded only by the likes of the Gorosei within the hierarchy of the world government. Kong held the position of Fleet Admiral back during the times of the Ed War, when Prime, Goldie Roger, Whitebeard, and Shiki were all sailing the seas. At that point, he even held authority over the likes of Sengoku and Garp, and when compared to those who followed him as Fleet Admiral, Sengoku, and most recently Akainu, you can understand why his strength is rated so highly, even if it hasn't been shown yet. And while all of this prestige definitely points towards him being a powerful character, his appearance alone should be enough to convince you of his strength. His arms are big enough that it looks like he could tear pirate ships apart with his bare hands if he had felt like it. While out of all of the characters included on this list, Kong is the character that I am least confident that Oda will actually showcase in terms of his full strength. If you do ever see the former Fleet Admiral step onto the battlefield, then it will definitely be a treat to behold, and you can bet that it would take one of the monsters of the One Piece world in order to stand up against him. Next on the list, we have the most recently introduced character, and someone who we have only seen for a single panel, the leader of the God Knights, Saint Figarland Garling. Just from his introduction, we were immediately able to tell that Garling is one of the most fearsome individuals that the world government have at their disposal. Someone with the ability to sentence other celestial dragons to death, and the leader of the group that Monkey D. Dragon considered the strongest within the world government. Garling, despite his age, is not someone to be taken lightly. Without a doubt, the biggest indication of his strength is his reputation as the champion of God Valley, the incident which had resulted in the downfall of Roxy Xebec and his crew, as well as the rise of Monkey D. Garp and Goldie Roger. These are some of the biggest names of the previous generation, and the fact that Garling apparently stood alongside these monsters on the battlefield means that even decades later, he is likely to be one of the strongest people on the planet. Now, it's going to be difficult to determine just how strong he is, because this is still a mystery to us. Does Garling have a devil fruit? How good of a swordsman is he? What exactly did he do to earn such a high position within the world government? The events of God Valley stand as one of the most pivotal mysteries remaining in the entire series, with the incident bringing together almost all of the most powerful people of the previous generation, and its repercussions still being felt within the One Piece world to this day. Fortunately for all of us, it is likely only a matter of time before we see Garling step onto the battlefield once more, as the conflict between the world government and the Revolutionary Army appears to be really heating up. This leads to the final character on my list of the strongest characters we know nothing about, and it's the leader of the Revolutionary Army who opposes Saint Garling, as well as the Gorosei, the Celestial Dragons, and even the elusive Lord Emu. I'm talking about Monkey D. Dragon. The Revolutionary Army that he commands serves a unique role within the story as a whole. While pirates and marines appear to stand at opposite ends of the spectrum, and throughout the series, Oda has made sure to reveal to us that there is good and bad on both sides. Regardless of this though, it is unlikely that either side will ever truly win against the other. As long as people want order and security, then there will be marines, and on the opposite side, as long as people want freedom and adventure, there will be pirates. What makes the Revolutionary Army different is that they only have a singular goal: the dismantling of the world government and the corrupt world order. And in order to achieve this, they need strength. Strength which comes in the form of Monkey D. Dragon. Dragon essentially serves as the Yonko equivalent of the Revolutionary Army. Without him, while they would remain strong as a whole, they would be severely disadvantaged compared to the other powerful individuals on the sea, much like what had happened to Whitebeard's crew following his death. Dragon is the deterrent that lets the Revolutionary Army exist in the face of the world's powerhouses, the Akainus of the world, the Kaidos, the Big Moms, Blackbeard, and even the likes of Emu himself. If he wasn't enough to give characters like these second thoughts, then I'm fairly confident that the Revolutionary Army would have ceased to exist a long time ago, and all of this is without delving into his heritage. Characters with a will of D never tend to be weak, and this is especially the case when these individuals come from the Monkey family. Garp in his prime was equal to the likes of Goldie Roger and Whitebeard, and we've seen from his assault on Hachinozu just how strong he is even in his old age. So a character like Dragon, who is in his prime years right now, would likely be even stronger than Garp, possibly even comparable to the previous Pirate King at his strongest. While we've yet to see Dragon make a move in the series, his time is fast approaching though. As the leader behind the operation to topple the world government, it is only a matter of time until he will have to face off against the true powers behind it. And when Dragon finally steps out of the shadows to fight against the likes of Emu and the Gorosei, we will finally be able to see the true power of Luffy's father once and for all. So this pretty much wraps up my list of the top 5 strongest One Piece characters that we don't know much about. This list was based upon all of the information that we have at the time of uploading this video, but with the final saga of One Piece, there is so much information being revealed to us that this list may become irrelevant a lot sooner than you think. Also, there are probably a few other characters out there that could have been included into this list, even Imu and the Gorosei, who I mentioned briefly at the start of this video, because we haven't really seen much of their strength being displayed at all, but we do know that they do have some sort of a devil fruit ability. Now we've reached the point of the video where I hand over the discussion to all of you. Let me know who you think would end up being the strongest out of everybody on this list. I'd love to know all of your opinions, if you guys think that we're going to learn about the true strength of some of these characters on this list. If there's any character who I've missed out or not included in the list, then definitely let me know in the comments. And lastly, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more One Piece theory videos, character analysis, and chapter reviews. Thanks for making it to the end of this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next One Piece video.
If you enjoy my content, then you can support my channel through Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or even through YouTube by becoming a channel member. You will gain access to exclusive channel perks and a Discord server which I frequently use. So become a member of my Zero Division and be the first to know about my upcoming videos. And once again, thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.